Welcome to an ESG investigation by Bridget, Montague, and Wang. The basis of this presentation seeks to provide insights into environmental, social, and governance investing, better known as ESG investing. This is a term that we'll use pretty frequently throughout the process, so just know that it really relates back to environmental and social initiatives. And we seek to compare these types of more goodwill-based intentions to traditional strategies we see in the market, which is due to profitability and just driving the most return for clients. And if investors are truly beginning to invest based on ESG, is there a potential for reduced litigation because consumers and investors feel a deeper connection to this corporation? Just briefly noting the timeline of ESG investing, which started in the 1970s, and through a number of events, we arrive at where we are today, which is you see a very, very deep trend in companies investing and wanting to be more sustainable overall. ESG investing, as I mentioned, just surrounds creating goodwill with consumers and investors through different reduction in carbon emissions and just taking a deeper stance to become more sustainable. We compare this strategy to traditional hedge funds, which usually just look to make profit due to mispricing in the market. We sought to compare these two strategies through pulling in scholarly research published by different professors all throughout the world. Overall, the main takeaways through a number of these different research papers showed that investors and portfolio managers aren't really, or it's largely undetermined in the usage of environmental E and social S criteria during their portfolio construction. And as of now, it's still really unknown if investors would really seek to sacrifice any type of return for stronger ethical values. Next, we started to investigate shareholder complaints and litigation surrounding ESG just from the infancy, which really began with the USD organic seal, and then continue to grow with greenwashing and disclosure issues. The basis of our research here is this EPS miscalculation case, which was recently filed in the Southern District of New York against Interface due to EPS miscalculations presented in their financial statements. Interface, as many of you may or may not know, is a very, very sustainable carpet manufacturing company. And what this shows is that even if you've invested a lot of time, money, and resources, that shareholders and plaintiff firms aren't shy about filing different types of litigation against the firm. And overall, our research has led to that there's a rise in filing, and that these rising cases have not only increased settlement and defense costs, but it's also caused a loss to shareholders. And overall, these factors are increasing premium insurance costs in the directors and officers insurance market. Overall, ESG is a great thing, but it often fails as well. There's issues with materiality and investors' approaches to social impact. Overall, it's still a really new topic and it's still being refined, and investors are still kind of figuring their way out on how to utilize this. Lastly, as mentioned before, the E and S considerations are largely undetermined, but investors do look for companies with strong governance or G initiatives, which means their corporate governance is very, very strong. Overall, any type of corporation, especially companies who've invested a lot in ESG, provide this information and these different proxy statements out to shareholders and users of the financial statements. In turn, this could potentially open them up for greater litigation. We appreciate your time and thanks for listening.